blessings involve contracts. Welcome back to Pisces TV. This is a pick a card for the collective, wherever Pisces may fall in your chart, if you're dealing with Pisces or not, if you were guided to this video. Am I making the right choice? Like, more information about your situation. So take a moment to choose from the pre-assorted shuffled decks that we have in front of us. Also, if you're new to the channel, the description box may have a lot of information about the channel, tarot, personal services, products. There's a link to my Etsy store as well as my members platform if you would like, to join us more often. If you're intrigued, if it resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. I do appreciate those thumbs up. Shows YouTube that I'm doing a good job. As we read cards about your situation, you can think of a person, multiple people, and use each deck if you want. I don't mind. But for more clarity, I usually close my eyes. When I open my eyes, for whatever reason, like the one that I'm guided toward is the one for me. If you don't have a person, and this is just kind of like your love life, maybe some information there. But if you were called, if you were attracted to the caption of, is this right? Like, is this right for me? Are they the one for me? Then we're going to see. So if you are the first person here, or if you just feel so kind to timestamp for us, I will pin it in the comments. So we'll get started with group one after I give you a brief moment to choose your cards, okay? All right, so we are going to start with group one. So I'll move these over to the side. Group one, let's see what you got. Your first card is love. Okay, so you have love. This situation has love. Of course, it involves love. Now, my first impression is wearing the heart on the sleeve. And it's like, well, why would you say that? Well, she has her little chains and talismans on. Some of you could be protecting your heart. The rose quartz is also a very good stone for attracting love, right? And she has the heart on the throat chakra. So this is even like speaking it into existence, maybe attracting love, okay? I love her green shirt. Talks about the heart chakra. Green is good for the heart chakra. Also talks about jealousy, right? So could be protection, something about you that could trigger others. I remember watching The Wicked Witch of the West, and they said that's why she turned green. It's because of her jealousy and rage. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the card, but we will get started, okay? The number 40 as well. So if you're into numerology, you can look that up. The second card we have out is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about taking action and immediate action. So maybe you want something to happen now. It could also have something to do with being distant. Maybe you're at a distance, okay? Something coming in from on the distant horizon. So if you're single, this could be something coming ahead that you don't see. For others of you, this could involve a lot of communication, messages being sent, received, however the case may be. But most importantly, for me, the Eight of Wands is about taking action and then also the distance of some sort. Now here we have Seven of Cups, talks about choices. This could even be multiple offers, a lot of messages, multiple offers, trying to attract love. So y'all better be careful what y'all asking for and use your discernment wisely, okay? Because the Seven of Cups could talk about illusion and confusion, as well as addictions and fears, just the inability to make a decision, okay? This could be making a decision about communicating. Here we have the Page of Cups. Now, it's not traditionally the Eight of Cups here, but we do have 8 cups on the board, okay? So walking away from the confusion could be for some of you and choosing a totally different opportunity, like something ahead that you don't see. You may have come in confused about a person and received communication from that person or someone else. For others of you, when I talked about having the heart on the sleeve, the Daughter of Cups is that kind of energy where it's just All I think about is love. I just want love, and it seems so far away from me, and I don't understand why. The Daughter of Cups needs to mature a little bit when it comes to her emotions or his emotions, because it's like our head is in the clouds, feet not planted on the ground, and there's something, a distance to go or a need to take action, so we need those feet planted, okay? The King of Swords is just that. This is two totally different energies, so I don't know if this is between a water sign, air sign. For others of you, it could just talk about, look at that, this lightning bolt coming in. The Father of Swords being, for me, kind of like Gemini energy. Gemini is Mercury, could talk about communication, where it falls in your chart, or because of the Mercury retrograde for the last couple of weeks, you could have been feeling some kind of way, right? And so good thing that that energy may be clearing up for you. It also talks about like this head over heart matter, where you have to be structured and have discipline and not really necessarily paying attention to love. There could be other factors that need to be looked at. This could also be the difference in oil and water for some of you, where someone has a lot of emotions and may be very romantic. Someone else could be a little bit withdrawn and distant, not really into the emotions and more so about the intellect and intelligence, okay? Now here we have the Mother of Pentacles, which definitely talks about the ideal partnership. It also talks about organization of some sort. And the Mother of Pentacles also is not a very emotional person. It talks about a release of some sort too, because she kind of takes things in and she knows what to let go of, and is not really like focused on love per se. You could be focused, or your person could be focused on children, family, keeping the house together, staying organized, work, and finances. So it's kind of like loving self, right? Kind of like distancing yourself from chaos and confusion. And if an offer does come in, I feel like it has something to do with an intellectual connection or a business partnership. But I don't feel like this Daughter of Cups is saying that there's going to be romance. Now, for some of you, it could be, very, slim chance where an offer comes in and these are two people who are kind of like totally different. This could also talk about some finances for some of you, or even meeting an older person, okay? Being willing to go the distance, overlooking the other offers and kind of like coming toward you because they feel you are the ideal person. You keep yourself together, your home together. That may be important in a relationship to come. So I'll scoot them up so you can see. But yeah, something about the intelligence, how you communicate, messages, receiving messages. And there's also this energy of confusion, maybe due to some immature emotions or a situation that really hasn't taken off the ground. But look at these two cards. So this is like paying attention because offers may be coming toward you. And then this is also like paying attention. Both of these are strategic energies. So a need to be strategic and plan ahead. Okay, so make sure you write before, trying to manifest or attract this person. If I don't know what your question could have been, like, is it worth it? And for me, I don't want to say that it's not worth it. I would say it may be a lot of work because communication is an issue. Work could be an issue. A little bit of confusion, multiple offers. And then here is this, feet not planted on the ground, head in the clouds, and the need for you to be more practical in a situation and maybe even setting some healthy boundaries. So I think this group one, I feel like you have asked this question before. And if you've made your mind up to stand against confusion, to walk away with these Eight of Cups, then stick to your first mind, because the Father of Swords is that energy where you can't really change their mind. Could be a little bit stubborn, or the person that you're dealing with or you could be distant and stubborn. I do see that. So we are going to go to group 2. So is this worth my time? I don't know. Let's see. Group 2, you guys have follow your hearts. All right. And here's a sign. So it's like you guys may have a strong intuition. You know the answer to your question, I feel, unlike group 1. And I'm not shooting a slug. It's just you got follow your heart and they had different cards. So I feel that you know. Here we have the strength card. So you could be dealing with someone who like changes frequently. Or it could be you, because the strength card for me is like lashing out, frustrations, anger, a need to be more humble, humility, and grace, because it talks about the duality. It also talks about having courage, the courage to move forward, the courage to go toward this person, the courage to walk away. And if someone is wearing a false mask, if there are any parties in this, reading with anger management issues, it's like they come off one way, but then act another way. So you kind of have to trust yourself and follow your heart when it comes to the situation. Now you have the Death card, which talks about Scorpio. So where we have Leo energy here, we have Scorpio energy here. Could talk about putting something to an end. Could talk about a transformation of some sort. Scorpio is a very karmic energy, so I don't know if you're dealing with someone from the past, but you have 2 13s here, and that's kind of like the end of the end, so not sure. You have the 9 of Wands, which is pretty much kind of like being triggered. So wherever Scorpio may follow your chart, I think you get upset, or your person gets upset, and this situation may be triggering to one or both of you. But it's like coming up out of darkness into the light, having the courage to kind of go through whatever it is that you're going through in your love life. Because this says to have courage and strength. This tells me that you're maybe ending a cycle, going through a transformation, a breakup, or dealing with where Scorpio falls, which can be a very obsessive or destructive kind of energy, whether it's Venus, the moon, or the sun, honey. And the 9 of Wands can sometimes say that it's an uphill battle, okay? The next card that you have is the 4 of Pentacles, which talks about holding on. So there's something that we're not wanting to let go of, okay? It also talks about some of you or your person could have inherited behaviors, because this is my inheritance card also. But in love, it just talks about holding on too tightly. You could even be going in between the same partners, or your person is, with all of these cords kind of tied to these pentacles, and it's like everybody's learning a lesson, okay? It's like you are with somebody else and they're with somebody else, or, you've kind of went back and forth with them, back to, that sounds like a little mess or drama. And if you don't have any mess, it just says that you could be a little dominant, or your person could be a little dominant and controlling. As I feel the energy of the Emperor, now you have 2 4s here, which is the Emperor's number. So holding on too tightly and then abandoning situations. This is like coming and going frequently. And it also, if there are any inherited issues, childhood traumas, promises that weren't held on to, maybe somebody's still holding on to promises that I don't feel like have been fulfilled, okay? Now, where the 9 of Cups will be wish fulfillment, the 9 of Wands says that we have to be patient and focus a little bit more to get what it is that we want and to not be used. The Emperor is usually in control and would dictate and use others around, him or her for their benefit. And someone who really cares about a person like that could be triggered by that. And like I said, it could be an offer that you really don't even want. If you guys are in separation, if these 3 cups are significant right here to you for any reason, here's the 3 cups and here's the other cup being handed to you from the divine, but it's like, I don't want that cup because I'm still tripping off of whatever this is. Could have been a breakup or a separation and not really moving forward. For others of you, this is like you've had more than enough of this situation and maybe it's time to let go of this person. Where it says follow your heart, it's like you know better. Or for some of you, you're following your heart kind of like keeps you entangled in this situation, but at the same time, you're not happy, right? So you can see. holding on to a situation that doesn't make you happy. So that's why you may have to follow your heart. Okay? Or if it's someone in the past that may have made you feel like that, this is having the courage to kind of like let it go and move forward and hold your focus for something that you're trying to manifest. Okay? All right. But you got 2 13s. You may want to look that up. And look, 13 is 4. So you have 4, 4, 4, and 4, right? So if you're into numerology, check into those light codes, angel numbers, whatever you want to call them. Group 3, it is your turn. You have dead end, honey. So I saw this. This is like one of the only cards I saw, really. I think I saw a couple of them when I was shuffling them out. But I was like, group 3, definitely clear. I'll see what the other cards say, first of all, because I haven't looked at them. But dead end says that if you came here questioning a person or a situation, I don't think that's the goal. I have the stop sign here, and with the minus in the middle, this could be something that needs to be subtracted from your life, honey. If you are single and maybe questioning why you've reached like a dead end in your love life, and notice that we have 45 here. So 4 and 5 is 9. 9 usually talks about endings. Maybe you're ending a cycle and some new energy is going to come in for you, but we will see. First clarifier. So yep, could be some new energy coming in for you. For others of you, this is just standing in your truth, separating yourself from confusion, conflict, chaos. This is healthy boundaries being set in situations, okay? When the Ace of Swords comes out, it's like the Queen of Swords gets her power, or his power, where we no longer have this healer, nurturer type energy to be super forgiving to situations that aren't going anywhere. So just be mindful of that, Christopher. Don't do that, okay? Oh, look, we have the Queen of Wands. So as I talked about a queen, having more confidence, definitely having more confidence to get out there. Or some of you are kind of breaking away from your past. Now, if this is one of those sex ships or situationships where there's a strong attraction to somebody, a healthy boundary needs to be set, because I don't feel like it's going anywhere. Or if you're asking, are they attracted to me? It's like, sure, but past the attraction, the sexuality, I don't feel that it's happening. And we have the Mother of Cups gaining her sword, or his sword, like I said, a dead end. Setting healthy boundaries, the truth, having more confidence, and look at that, because you could have been dealing with the Magician. The Magician is a tricky energy where it could feel like the one, right? But at the same time, it could just be a tricky situation that leads you to something better. Being released from debt, and I say debt when I see, not Sagittarius, when I see Capricorn energy, and it talks about discipline, order, and structure. But in the love reading, it talks about bindings, being binded to someone or something. So check this out. If there is either a strong sexual connection, any addictions, codependency, self-sabotage, anything negative, any trauma bonds, you know what I'm saying, that would hook you up with a person for whatever reason, you have to have confidence to see you as the one to set healthy boundaries, and maybe even get this Queen of Cups energy where you're not just stuck in situations that don't involve love, that never come to filtration. I feel that you have to use your sword. For some of you, it's either the breaking away and getting to true love, or it's at the dead end, needing to realize that and setting healthy boundaries to stop being trapped in situations where it's like you could be the chaser and someone else is the runner, or the Magician is just like, illusion, confusions, tricks, multiple offers, times that you've tried. And the Ace of Swords is like intellectual energy. So it says you have to think. So this is like head over heart energy, and having more confidence here to not be binded. And when I say have more confidence, and we all face it sometimes. And in a situation where it's like me really putting more into a situation than another person, over time, I realize, and usually these people have a lot of confidence. They don't apologize. They're not really forgiving. or understanding and loving. And so the Queen of Cups is. And so if you are that energy, or feel free to go vice versa. But I have had to kind of like step up in my power and know that I deserved how they behaved. Like, I deserved for someone to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? For someone to apologize, for someone to say, hey, I was wrong, I want to fix things. You know, maybe you reach out to them more than they reach out to you, because the magician talks about like ghosting, disappearing acts, and Houdini. So it's kind of like when you have confidence and you step up, you know, your game, that shit don't bother you. It's like, if they don't talk to you, then you stop reaching out, or you go find somebody else. But it's like, you deserve that for once, for somebody to chase you, or for you to leave somebody on red, you know. So that's where the healthy boundary and cutting yourself loose from karma. Karma will continue to resurface until you step up to the plate and learn your lesson. And there's good karma, there's bad karma. And karma isn't always how we see it. Like, oh, somebody did me wrong, they're going to have karma. It's like, no, you could be a little bit too forgiving, too nurturing, too loving. And if you say, well, how can, you know, love wins all, like, how can you be two, and two? Well, first of all, every situation does not warrant nurturing and taking care of something. Maybe you should be a service provider and do it for a profession, but in your love life, when people don't come to you and give you something, whether it's love back, whether it's money for therapy, whether it's, you know, money for whatever service you provide, or some type of donation, that's reciprocity, right? Receptivity. But if you're just out like, I'm going to heal them all, or I'm going to love until I can't love anymore, and you're not getting it back, I promise you that is not your job, and you are learning lessons with those people until you build the strength to kind of cut away from that type of energy, the shadow energy, and be your highest self, okay? So whoever you were asking about, with the devil card coming up and this big old red flag, honey, and the mother of cups getting her sword, I'm going to go with no ma'am, no sir, especially because the magician is here. I don't think that's, you know, true love. So that's what I got. Okay. I do hope that it helps. And then, like I said, whoever wants to put the timestamps in the comments, I will pin it. Until next time, guys. Namaste.